gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're live.
That's a hell of an intro.
Oh, that you gotta love it. I mean, I'm telling you that if that doesn't get you pumped up for the show, it's like,
Jesus.
yeah, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So, I'd like to welcome everybody here. Thank you guys for watching. The people in the side chat. I'd like to thank the people on my panel. Miss Blue, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome, honey.
Mr. Albin, thank you for joining us, sir.
Anytime, man.
And we got C-Man over here. Got C-Man over to my left, my right.
Hey guys, how's everyone?
What's up?
Yeah, like the Hollywood Squares or the Brady Bunch. So thanks for everyone joining. We say got Noir over there on the side. We got Red, DJ Themes. Thanks for joining us. Tim, thanks for joining us. JJ International, Cord Cutters. Thank you for joining us. Tara's over there. Maybe Tara want to join us today. Eddie from our Wednesday nights. He's over there. Michael, thank you for joining us. Mr. E, thanks for joining us. Let's see, who else do I have? You, Dan. Thanks for joining us, you, Dan. So Heel, thank you for joining us. So thanks everybody for jumping in here, joining us. We've got, I have a pile full of stuff for us to try to cover. I will do my best to try to cover it in a cohesive way. I've got three people here to help keep everything moving along. Shinobi, thanks for joining us. Roger, thanks for joining us. Aldum. So thanks everybody, and let's see. So everyone's doing well. We've got these are the topics we're going to talk about today. We got TVDB, which is a big topic right now for everybody. Kodi 19 from the beta, as well as some of the add-ons. Hopefully Nimsy is able to join us. I have sent him a link, and he may be able to join us because he's done some prep work, his add-ons ready for Kodi 19. We're going to talk about some Plex. Backgrounds, how to change your backgrounds. We're going to talk about some of the Plex gaming. We have also we're going to talk about Hue's Play Bar and changing your gradient lighting for your TV. So if you want to do some of that, we're going to talk about Cocoscope, UK Turks. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we'll also talk about Saren. So we got a whole lot to talk about. So do my best to try to cover everything and not get get stuck in the mud. Alban, they want to know, do you have a special shirt on today?
No, just a biker tee.
Yeah, biker tee. Yeah. I do have a shirt. I have a
What's it say?
Assault with a deadly.
Oh, assault with deadly pepper.
Yeah, that's my shirt. So yeah, thanks for everybody joining us. We'll go ahead and we'll crank off. I'll start with the TVDB stuff. So that's been talk on all of the social stuff and TVDB and what is it. So TVDB is the TV database, and that is where most add-ons or APKs pull their TV data, TV info. That's the episode, the seasons, the background, the art, right? All that stuff is pulled from that site. What, you got art behind you?
He wrote spider on Blue's wall.
She's like, yeah. Well, she wouldn't kill it though.
Blue's wall is blue.
So yeah. It is. So that's what the importance of TVDB. Most add-ons are tied into that, and that's where they pull that data from. So they know what's the episode. When you see that little bit of blurb about in this episode, you know, Susan's
It's the
gonna
fan
get,
art, it's the information, it's the everything. Yeah.
so most add-ons pull from that site, and now that site is going to a paid structure. They're going to go to a paid system where it's going to be $12 a year or something like that. And we know that that's not going to go very well. Most people aren't going to do it. So a lot of add-ons are going to have to change their code and not look at that. Now the movie side won't change because that's normally linked into the movie database,
Which
or
also
Trakt.
has TV though, which is good.
Right. And so what's happening is Trakt was pulling information from TVDB. Well, Trakt isn't very happy with this because they don't want to pay for the API usage to get that information. So they're kind of teaming up with TMDB, the movie database, to fix some of the gaps and the missing holes in the movie database for TV shows. And they're asking users that when they see episodes missing or art missing, you can upload that stuff, because you can do that as a regular user. You don't have to be nobody fancy. You can fix certain things. They're willing to take that. So what do you guys think on that? I mean, are any of you guys worried about that, or how do you think it'll play out?
No. Something else always steps up. Plus you have IMDb too, which has movies and TV as well. People pull from that.
True.
Yeah.
So no, I don't. I mean, it's going to be a bump in the road, and then it'll be like it was never there anyway. Just like everything in Kodi advances, we've lost all kinds of stuff over the years, and something else always steps up and fills the gap. So
I'm glad you're so positive about it. I'm
true.
worried about it.
No, it's not going anywhere. Like as far you'll be able to pull it from somewhere else then.
Yeah, and I know that for Shadow, he will do some changes, and he was talking. He's not sure if he's going to pull into IMDb. He was actually mentioning that he may pull from IMDb instead. So he will make some changes. Now think about this, you guys. So, all right, for the most part, now this is not 100%. You've got Exodus forks, which is a lot of add-ons are Exodus forks, meaning not that they're actually X's, but they were taken from the base of Exodus and things were changed. I mean, there's a lot of them. And then you have your gens, which those would be your two biggest groups. Then you'll have a few other add-ons that are mixed upon that. So the people within the Exodus forks would be the most concerned, but once one person fixes it, then everybody's going to grab that fixed version and then make the edits to the all the stuff that they had in their version to make it look the same. If you understand, if that makes sense.
Totally.
So I do wonder about the gens, who's gonna step up to make those changes. But isn't in the gen settings you could tell it where to pull the data from? Was it from Trakt or TVDB or TMDB? Wasn't that in the settings where you could tell it where to pull the data?
It's been forever since I've opened a gen, and so I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that it in the settings you could ask where to. I'm sure
they're probably going to figure it out.
So
hey Todd, I put something in the private chat there for you.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. We'll grab that. Yeah. So once that stuff is changed, everybody will jump on it. And so I think that, like Blue said, I think it's gonna be a bump in the road, but it will be adapted. Everyone will get it past it. But
it'll be the same as when 19 comes out. A lot of people aren't ready for 19, but depending, like you said, on their base, they'll just grab somebody else's that got it working and then just port in all their stuff that they need, their backgrounds, their settings, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I want to say now, I think Oath is a Exodus base, and they're 19 ready. So I wouldn't be surprised to see people grab Oath and make the edits if they're using an Exodus type add-on.
Andy just said it's in the settings. It's TMDB or Trakt, so it's not even.
So all right, so it's not even pulling from TVDB. Okay. then that's not even a
Gens are
problem
fine.
for the gens. That's not even a problem for gens. So that's good news because I mean, to be honest, gens there's a lot of add-ons that are for gens.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. If you go through there, I mean, there's a lot using the base, even if it doesn't look the exact same. All you do for me, I go to settings. I go to settings. I can tell you exactly what the base is because nobody really changes the settings much.
No, you might change some of the colors in it and the where they sit in the settings.
Yep.
But
Yep. So yeah, that's one of the other things that someone said. Someone asked about Chipman asked about the gen repo. I think that the gen repos. I think it expired. The URL, I think the web address has expired. So I'm not sure if that's going to be resurrected because that's in enough places now. It was actually needed when the gen repo wasn't in a lot of places. So we felt it was necessary to have it so that everyone could pull from that. But now the dependencies are in so many places now.
yeah, if you have if there's a gen in a repo, it already has the dependencies to them.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure that the gen repo is needed anymore, and I think that's why it wasn't worried about that expiring because it's out there. Early on, that was a concern. I don't really think it's a concern anymore. So if it becomes a concern, maybe someone will re-up it and get a new URL for it.
Does anyone know of anyone that's working on a gen template for 19?
Yeah, we do.
Good.
There is a group for that. There's a group, and
we put it together a while ago.
Oh yeah. So it's like
with
last year. Hell, yeah. Last year. I knew that there was a lot of people in there, and sometimes the chat goes up and down. There'll be times where things are happening, people doing stuff, and then at
the end of it, somebody will just write it, and then everybody will just grab it. The problem early on trying to fix that is that obviously you can fix your gen till your heart's content, but if none of the dependencies get fixed and go with 19, then you're going to get errors trying to load it anyway. So it makes it a little hard to try to even load it, like especially a fresh one, because the dependencies are still wrong.
Right.
Yeah, like a lot of them are from Kodi, and then you have a couple other people out there that have, so we'll see what happens.
Let's see.
I'm sure somebody's going to figure it out, though. A lot of smart people out there.
Yeah, and it's that I have faith in. We've seen things happen on that, where you worry about it and somebody steps up.
Yeah.
Kodi 19, I think a couple weeks ago went to another beta version. I don't know if it's on 2 or 3 now. And I made a video, and it was not a professional video, like any of my videos are professional, but I did it right from my phone just one morning and said, hey, this is how you turn off your auto updates for your Nvidia Shield. Because not that you got to worry about it right now, but if you have an Nvidia Shield that you install Kodi through the Play Store, most likely auto updates is on. Now, some people turn it off. Majority of people,
it's set on by default. So
yep. So highly suggest you turning off auto updates. Now in the Play Store, it's either all or none. You either update all of it's the updates you used to be you could turn off one add-on and say don't, or one APK, don't update that. Now they're on or they're off. So you'll need to turn that off. I made a video. Turn it off.
Wipe out your Kodi.
Yeah, because what's going to happen when Kodi goes live in the Play Store? Nobody knows when that's going to be. When they go live, the Google Play Store, if you have it on auto updates, is just going to send it. And when that happens, and you're using Kodi 18, your Kodi 18 will be broke.
And all the add-ons you have loaded will no longer work because
it will not work.
None of them are 19 compatible.
Nope. So your setup is done. You'll have to fresh install and then go find this or that. So if you turn off auto updates, your 18 is like an island safe.
Yeah.
It's nothing's going to happen to it, even if
hang on to it until you know for sure there's a bunch of add-ons that you love, the ones that you like are ready to go. Otherwise, don't bother because it'll just be really frustrating.
Yep. Yeah. And the other option you have is forks. We talk about forks. I know that C-Man, I think your group has a bunch of forks. And I mean, just about everybody's got some Kodi forks.
We do as well.
But I would suggest even having a fork or two. Have some of those Kodi forks, and then you're completely safe because that's, again, it's not actually Kodi anymore. It's a fork of Kodi.
It's not going to get overridden.
Nope. Even if your official Kodi got overwritten from the Play Store,
yeah,
the fork is going to be fine. So, and also forks are good for playing around with other builds. Yeah, testing builds. You're like, oh, that build looks good. I would like to try it out. Most likely, that group has a fork, and you can download it, and it has the wizard already built into it, and then you can jump around trying these different builds.
Yeah,
and doesn't mess up your setup that your whole family's using.
Redneck, stop yelling.
Let's see. Chipman asks, who's keeping the scrapers up to date? There's a few people keeping up some of the debris stuff. I don't think that there's a lot of people working on that. That was a group that was working. I don't know anybody. I don't know who's working on that. It kind of got to be in its own little thing going on.
Yeah, its own little eco code.
Yeah, but I haven't been working with that. But Red I know a lot of the.
Yeah, Red says Kodi 18 for life.
Well, I think Kodi 19 has some. There's
benefits.
There is some things that are good in it. Some of the coding, the multi-threading, the way that it's going to work a little faster, there is some benefits. But
when you think about it as like you got Windows XP and then you got Windows. Well, let's go with 7 because 10's not the greatest, but 7 was pretty good. Just the difference in the coding makes how much faster things are, and it's going to be the same thing with this. Python 3 is a lot more efficient and a lot more. It's just better code, so it should improve a lot of things. Who knows if it'll improve the amount of time it takes to, but it should make things a little faster.
Yeah. Well, I know the Shadow developer, he worked on a 19 early on. He worked on it, and then he got frustrated because the nightlies kept changing stuff, and he says, I'm not messing with that because why keep fixing it?
Yeah. And then have it break. Yeah. Wait till there's kind of set. The thing is, from what I understand, is it's going to be easier to code. Like if you're a person who's just learning how to code now, you'd want to get right into Python 3 anyway. Like you'd probably, if you've been using Python to code anything else besides Kodi, you've been using 3, so you're more comfortable with it. And from what I've been told, it's easier to write in 3 than it was in 2. You can do things in fewer steps.
Yeah.
So it's not as much code.
The expressions are different and how, and when I've looked at some of the stuff and how you tell it to go here to open this, the expression is different how it's done. So nothing to worry about. But again, turn off your auto updates unless you just want to have 19 and then worry about it when it happens. For me, I'd rather turn off your auto updates. And
I remember having one of mine wiped out. That was the last time that ever happened to me.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Then it's a pain in the ass to try to go back once it's auto updated.
Yeah, because then
you no longer get it from the Play Store. You gotta.
And whenever time you migrate, you'll see that migration when you went from 16 to 17, and it did that migration. You know how it does. It migrated. It never works right.
Never.
It may work, but it never works right. Just
It'll
like
keep your add-ons, but your entire build is wiped. Like everything, all the work you put into it to set up your submenus and your backgrounds. And
it's pretty screwed up. So,
turn off auto updates for now.
Yep. Let's while we're discussing and Nemsy not here, but what are some of the add-ons that you guys know about that's went to 19?
Saren, right?
Saren has written to 19.
Yeah, you mentioned Oath. Oath is 19.
Yep. And Nimsy's not here, but I want to say almost every one of his, he put on Twitter the other day, he listed Fight Club. He listed one after another that he had already fixed for 19.
And I know Slamius was on Twitter, has made a 19 wizard that he's giving out to people.
Yep.
So if you new wizard.
Yep, that was one of the other things I had done. Yeah, the wizard. So things are moving along slowly. And was it Seaman? Was it that Tempest was possibly 19 ready? Was it you that told me that?
Yes, and I just heard they're close. They're not there yet.
Okay. I would put faith in Fenn also, because Fenn, I bet you money Fenn will be 19 ready when it all comes down to it. So I'd put money on Fenn being ready. Shadow will be once that's all comes about. I would be pretty sure that that's going to happen. And we'll see with the gens, and the only downside is all the people with gen. If you have that, you're going to have to kind of start all over again, or of some sorts. Not how don't know how much of that. So that's definitely some ideas. I'm not even sure. I haven't even looked to see if there's an official thing on Reddit. Reddit is really good for getting some information, y'all. If you not sure where to go to Reddit. Yeah. The add-ons, add-ons for Kodi thread. There's always a ton of information on there. Sometimes more information than you need, but a lot of information being ready for 19. But just because 19 is released, I think Blue said that, because 19 is released does not mean 18 will stop working. It's still going to work. So, yeah, you can, just, oops, hold on a second. So just because if you have 19 comes out, that does not mean that anything that all the 18s will stop working. They're going to continue to work. So you may be able to use 18 for, another year, 2 years. I don't even know, but you'll be able to use it beyond the release. Let's see here. Miss Blue, do you want to talk about Hugh's Play Bar?
Well, I thought we were going to do that at the end of the show.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just trying to make sure I wasn't stepping on that.
And it'll be dark, and then we'll be able to see it better.
Okay. One of the other things that I had written down here, UK Turks went to 1.0.4. And I mentioned on the video, if you guys watched the video for 1.0.3, he added their own resolvers. He's not using a resolve URL anymore. They're using their own resolvers. And one of the things he had told me was to do this was to also open the door for more 1080 and as well as 4K. That's what they were hoping to do. And I want to say that he said on the Twitter this week that more higher quality items have been added. So he's looking to add better quality to that, because it was normally 720 is about where he would max out, but now he's looking to get 1080 and 4K even, and we'll see how that plays out. But 1.0.4, one of the things on his website, so if you have that as an APK, it said to clear the cache, remove the add-on, clear the cache so that that's gone, then write or install the 1.0.4. I haven't installed that yet. I'll probably do that this weekend, install it and kind of mess around with it. But it's been working well. And I want to say you can add TV shows to your favorites, which are not TV shows, excuse me, not TV shows, TV channels, live TV.
Oh, okay.
So you can add, how if you go to live TV, it had all those channels. So you can actually add that certain channel that you care about to your favorites to make it a little bit easier for you to keep track of it.
Galvin put a message out there that every time his Shield does an update, its response is slow with Kodi. What should he do? Should he just
which update? So all right, so the update, I would ask the question, is that a Shields update, Nvidia update, or are you talking a Kodi update? Because those can be two different things.
Yeah.
I know that my Shield does really well. I don't know how old your Shield is. My older Shield, after a period of time, just like a computer. If you have a computer for a certain period of time,
It's gummed up.
yeah, you know there's a point that you need to, let's do a fresh install,
I'm at
wipe
that point.
Windows. Yeah, wipe Windows, start again. On my old Shield, when I had my 2015, about every year and a half, I would do a factory reset. That's what I did. Now, he says so it's a Shield update.
Yeah.
Normally, I haven't had too many issues with my Shield doing its updates. Will say, I don't know if you have an external hard drive connected to yours. If you have it as adaptive storage, those also can be an issue. I don't have my external drive as adaptive storage. I have it as extra storage, so I can turn it off and on. If you have it as adaptive, you're at the mercy of that port that the
And the
external
speed of the drive.
and the speed of the drive and the speed of the case, because you could have an SSD in a crappy USB 2 case. Well, that SSD is only going to run at that USB 2 because that's so those would be kind of some things I would look at. But I know that I can't say mine's running slow. Other than my Ethernet ports not working because of, I think, some external issues that happened. But that's really not Nvidia's fault.
Did you drop kick it across the room?
I think a little storm happened and my Ethernet port quit working. But I don't know. I'm gonna call Nvidia and see if I can get that. And so Dalton, you said adaptive. So adaptive means that you're using it as hard drive space. I know that if you read the forums, there's lots of people that do that. Lots of people that do it as adaptive storage. I'm a person where I've seen too many people with horror stories or issues. I chose not to do it as adaptive.
Yeah, use the internal drive for the actual software, and then use an external as storage.
Right. All my ROMs, all my ROMs and all that stuff is on my external. Now I don't have a bazillion. If I open up my Shield, I don't have tons. I would say.
Well, and I guess the question is too: is it an SSD or is it an HDD? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he says USB 3, so I would hope
SSD is a lot faster.
I'd hope it's an SSD, but I don't have too many.
I've ran stuff off of HDD before.
But so it depends on that. But I'm just not a fan of the adaptive, because I have read on the forums where people were doing the updates and the adaptive storage, when the update was coming, they would be like, it's frozen on the screen for, hours. And I'm like, I've never had that issue.
Me neither.
But because I leave my hard drive off all the time until I need it. Well, I go to
when you use it, there's usually enough storage internally, right, on a Shield to run. Christ, look at the size of a freaking Fire Stick, and you can get at least 5 apps on it before it friggin' gives you that warning that you're running out of space. The Shield's a lot bigger than that. And then keep everything else, if you're using Plex and you've got movies and TV shows, put that on the outside. Same thing with if you're doing ROMs. If your Shield's not big enough, keep your ROMs on the outside. Anything that takes up major space, but anything you want to run internally will always run faster. So maybe that'll make a difference if you go back to that.
Yeah, and again, adaptive storage. Adaptive storage means basically you're taking that hard drive and you're saying that's my hard. It's all one big hard drive.
Instead of plugging it in directly to it, you're now plugging it, like you said, and at the mercy is it. Well, he did say it's USB 3.
Yeah, he says USB 3.
Still, that's
SSD. But and one of the other things is people complained about when I was reading it is the USB, the external case, that they said don't let it power from the Shield. There was people that said that you really should run it have its own power cord, because when it's pulling power to run the hard drive from the Shield, that actually doesn't help it to run as fast as it should. Again, I can't say that I know all the, but I just know
Yeah,
that
I have
read-
mine on a USB 3 extender,
Mhm.
and that's getting power from that, and it works fine because I'm using like a 512 USB 3 memory stick
Mhm.
as adaptive, and it works fine.
Yeah, and see, I've seen this where DJ says that these thumb drives, where he's seen thumb drives that it actually that
Fried
they've
it.
burnt them up, and I have seen that. If you read some, I'm on some Facebook groups. I'm on 3 different it's like 3 different Nvidia Shield groups on Facebook, and you see these horror stories. And so I was like, no, I won't be doing that. I won't.
If it's okay, leave it alone. Like if it's just a little bit slow or whatever. But like Todd said, and I do this quite often too. Sometimes it's good to do a refresh and to wipe it
Yeah.
and just start fresh. Just
And-
speeds everything back up again. It's a pain in the
So-
ass, but it's so worth it.
So Michael's asking, how would you reverse it from adaptive to expandable? I'd have to
think you
look.
can.
Is the
I think
Shield is the Shield like another computer where it's got like a BIOS, like a boot drive?
Well, it's it has
If he's running his stuff though off of an external, is there a way to tell it to go back to running it from the internal? Because
I don't think so.
because
I
the
don't
Shield
think
comes
it
with
allows you
software
to.
installed.
Because it
I
has to
think-
reformat that drive.
Yeah, see what I think what I would think you would have to
That would
do
make
is
sense.
I bet you'd have to factory reset.
And
I
then
think
just
you'd have
and
to
then
click
but
factory
what about the
reset.
actual drive that everything's on, the external drive?
Well, if you did a factory reset, you could once it goes back to do the factory reset, you know how it starts, because if you factory reset it, when you first boot it up and it sees that extra hard drive, it'll ask you at that point, is this expandable or adaptive?
Okay,
It'll
but
ask
isn't the issue then now you've got 2 drives that have like a software program on them versus you have the software program in one and you just have storage on the other.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? Now that's or is it just going to show as storage if you do boot off of the original drive?
What
Do you know what I mean?
after a fresh install though?
It's like having Windows on 2 different things and you're both plugged in and you say you used to go off of this one, but now I'm going to go off of this one, but this still has Windows on it. It's
Mhm.
not just a storage unit. It is now basically software. Or is the Windows just a portion of that drive and it would still just see the storage? Does that make any sense?
It
Logically?
makes sense in a way, but with the Shield, it's basically okay. It's like taking your phone and doing a factory reset on it. Because of
Yeah.
Android, it's going to look at whatever drive is attached to it, and it's going to say, okay, I need to format
No,
this drive all over again.
and I get that, Alvin. What I'm saying is now both drives obviously have the same software on them,
Mhm.
right? For him.
Some
So,
of each.
so what happens with the one that's external that has that software on it still?
Yeah. Well, I think if you factory reset, I bet you money, like you said, I bet it's got a boot. It's got a hidden boot drive for when you do a factory reset. It's
Yeah,
got to have a
It'll
hidden.
default back to the original.
So when it boots up, you
Okay.
would unplug that external.
Okay,
It
but
would
when he
go
plugs
through-
the external back in now,
it's
that's my
all right,
question.
It's not
you'd
going
have
to recognize it.
You would have to reformat it. You'd have
Yep.
to reformat that
Well,
external.
that would suck if you had like a terabyte worth of shit on it. If it's a big
Yeah.
drive,
Yeah.
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 I mean, because
so maybe
you're
he's
gonna
better
have
just to
shared-
stay with what he is and have a little tiny bit slower coding.
Yeah, and again, we're all speculating because none of us have done it, but we're just looking at this in a logical way. So yeah, you'll have to figure out which one of those. So let me go through some of these people thing. DJ says, right, Dabs is better to have an external with its own power supply. Okay. Redneck, 2
externals,
terabyte hard drive external. All right.
Well, the beat says that he has a backup, which I keep mine backed up also because anything that's on my Shield I keep on my regular network, and I just install it from my network. It's the easiest way.
Okay. So since I don't have mine as set up as adaptive, so DJ says if you go into the settings and because you'll go into settings and storage, that it has the option in there. So That may be
But it
something.
normally looks to format it. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna if you unplugged it and plugged it back in, sometimes it'll find it. But otherwise, sometimes it could just say, "No, screw you. I gotta
Well, it's
be formatted all over again."
unit.
Yeah.
It's going to say this is basically a program.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that would suck. Hopefully, you don't have too much on there, or like I said, stick with what you got.
Just deal with it to be a little bit slow.
Well, and if you can transfer stuff somewhere else and then do it, and then transfer it back, and plus then you'll have a backup of yourself anyway.
Hold on a second. All right, so, sorry, DJ. Okay, so we got that going on. Okay, so DJ's going to jump on here to try to explain what he was talking about.
Okay.
And then we'll get that going, and then we'll jump on the Trakt, the talk about Trakt. Well, not Trakt. We'll talk about Plex. We're going to talk a little bit about Plex. So I sent him the link. I sent you the link. I think I did. Hold on a second.
Plex new update.
Yeah. So yep. So we got one of the things before he jumps in here. I don't know if you guys are Plex users, but Plex. A lot of the people on the panel have Plex. Some are Plex addicts.
Thank you, Blue.
And but yeah, you've it's offering gaming now. I don't know if you guys saw that. It's actually offering some retro gaming at a cost of if you have the plus the Plex
Cheaper, but it's not free.
It's $3.
Yeah.
$3 a month. And they have Atari on board with this, but you can add your own ROMs. I don't know. I think that we have a lot of options, and I don't know if Plex could do it complete justice. I know I've seen some people that said, oh, I got 2,000 ROMs on Plex already.
Well, I mean, when you're dealing with Plex, you're dealing with Plex on a million different platforms. You can get Plex on your Fire Stick. You can get it on your PC. You can get it on pretty much anything. So how the arcade games work is going to depend on your device. If you got a crappy device, good luck with that.
Yeah. Greg said yes, the Plex Arcade, and so I think it's neat that they're offering it.
Yep.
I think it's a great option, but for me,
there's a 7-day free trial too for anybody. It's $3.99. This might be Canadian. Yeah, it is Canadian. $3.99 a month if you have Plex Pass, and it's $6.49 a month without it.
Yeah, I want to say for us it was $2.99.
Yeah, of course it is. I thought it would be free in the U.S. because Canada and the U.S.
Yeah.
Once you cross that border,
everything's all messed up.
Yeah. Hey, DJ.
How you doing? Everybody hear me okay?
Yep, we got you. 10-4.
Making me type away like mad there. It's a lot harder to explain it when you're typing it. No, basically, it is very simple. It will format it if you actually tell it to do it. But you can remove it before you do that. Plug it into your PC. Because it's an EFAT 32, your PC will see it. If you've got movies and TV shows on there, you can pull them back. But any of your programs, you can't. The Shield will transfer them automatically back to your Shield memory.
Okay. So you're saying you take the external drive to your PC, pull the things off that you care about, your movies,
your
movies, whatever, things
TV
like that.
shows,
Plug it back in, and when you tell it to do internal storage, it will grab the programs, the APKs, and the stuff installed back to just the internal.
Yes.
That's cool.
Thanks. That's good to know.
That is cool.
So it does that. It does that automatically for you.
And then it formats the other drive.
Yes. Then it'll format. And it'll format the other drive back to being an external.
So in other words, that's pretty cool because now instead of being stuck with everything brand new, it's actually porting over all the APKs you have anyway.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
See, you can you can transfer majority of your APKs over to the external, but you have to tell it to do it when you first format it. When you first use an external hard drive, as to use it as an internal. So you've extended your internal. So you got your normal 16 gig, and then you'll extend it to whatever your SSD or your hard drive is. So that'll add to it. Then you tell it on individually each APK that you've got installed to transfer over to that hard drive. So it'll run from that hard drive. But when you reverse the process, it automatically puts them back onto your Shield.
Cool.
So you don't lose anything. The only thing that you will lose is movies and TV shows. If you've got any MP4s or anything like that, or music on there, you'll have to excuse me. My cat has just trod on my keyboard and given me a little code on the screen.
Getting hacked by your cat.
Octavia was saying basically that she said, I just can't get into Plex. The thing about Plex for me is that I'm an old school downloader. I've always been. So this is for me is, and I've also I burned all my DVDs and I've made electronic copies of it. And so
of things he already owned.
For me, like don't get me wrong, I like Kodi, but at the same time, Kodi can be so it's the add-ons working, it's not working. This add-on's here, it's gone. It's so flighty that luckily, if you are in Telegram groups, you know what's working, what isn't. Now, the everyday user, for example, lots of times something they're using one day isn't working the next. So for me, I like Plex because first of all, I started with the seed box, so I was grabbing it remotely for me. And when you integrate it with Sonar and Radar, Radar grabs movies and Sonar grabs TV shows. All you have to do, like once you set it up, is go in and type in exactly what it is you want. Like say you wanted Star Trek Discovery, and it'll grab all the episodes or just the latest season or whatever. And you can delete them after you're done, which I do on my seed box. But all my favorite stuff, I slide over to a local one that I have because I like hanging on to my stuff. Plus, I also have a box that if I travel, I can load it up with all the movies that I want, and I don't need Wi-Fi. It works automatically. So that for me is huge because sometimes you're going places, especially if you like camping and you want to watch stuff with your kids. There's no Wi-Fi out there. So for me, Plex is huge because you're able to grab what you want when you want. Like when I get up in the morning, all my TV shows are already ready for me to watch. And it's more like Netflix. It keeps track of where you are. It has what the next episode's already ready to go. It does all that for you. So it's like Netflix, but with your own content. And lots of times, people you might know people who have Plex, and more often than not, they'd be willing to share with you. So you don't technically have to host your own stuff, but maybe you can share with a friend. And most people say, hey, do you mind putting this on it? And I'm like, no, not at all. So I throw on whatever my friends and family want, and then they're able to watch it anytime they want. That for me is the Netflix aspect of Plex is huge for me. Like as soon as I turn it on, I know exactly what I was watching and where I am in it, and if I'm watching a TV series, in the next box down, it's got coming up next on deck, stuff like that. So I love it.
And you set your quality. You set your
quality. You can change your posters, which I really like. Like that's what we've been doing lately with the boys. Is it does a collections thing. So say you have the Batman movies, it'll throw in a Batman collection. And then you can go and set up your own cool one poster for that if you want. Or it's customizable, which is cool. And I don't know. I just really like it. And I like that I never get buffering.
And I got to tell you, I was the biggest, Kodi lover there was. And
hey, I thought I was the biggest Kodi lover.
Well,
I got the crown now that you've walked away from her.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Blue yelling at me, and saying and saying, how good Plex was, and because my issue is I have a lot of DVDs and I always wanted to, put them on something, and now I got the platform to put them on.
Yeah,
Plex is absolutely out of this world. And for
Yeah.
me to be able to, share it with my friends and family,
Yeah,
it's
it's huge.
it. For me,
I love that.
to be able to, go to a doctor's appointment and be able to sit there and watch my own stuff,
Yeah.
you can't beat it. You really can't.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, I used Ultra Seedbox. If you do go that route, make sure you get one that has Plex integration. The cheaper ones don't have it. And what it comes with is it comes with Plex, it comes with sonar, it comes with radar, it comes with Jacket, which gives you your indexers. It comes with a crap load of applications that basically once it's set up, it's so easy. Like I'll be at work and the lady at work will be like, hey, can you add this to it? And I just go on my phone to my bookmarks, boop, pop it in. And by the time 10 minutes later, it's downloaded and she's able to watch it.
All right. So Bob asks, how much is a seed box? And again, the size of the box.
I think
the size of the box matters.
I think I was paying like $15 a month for 2 terabytes, but they have deals once in a while too. Todd actually bought me a 2-year 3 terabyte seed box for pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But it's awesome. No, Octavia, you can get a Plex Pass, which gives you, I believe it's trailers, and it gives you kind of like it'll give you extra stuff, like like on a Blu-ray when you've got the behind the scenes crap. It'll give you that if you get the Plex Pass, but you don't need to get the Plex Pass. You can use it for free, and you can still share with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's just the tiny perks you get from the Plex Pass.
And I will say for I've had Plex even way back. I used to do Plex because I did share it, like she said. I shared it with my family, and I downloaded everything years ago local, and then I would share that one drive on my computer. I had at that time 1 terabyte was a humongous space back then, and I shared that one drive, and I had that as my Plex drive, and I would download stuff and put it in that, and then it got to my family.
That just made me think of another thing too, though, guys, is that you don't have to go seed box. Like Todd goes
that's what I'm saying.
No, because I don't have seed
Todd
box.
goes straight up local, and you just takes a little bit of work to have the sonar and the radar. Like there's some work to it, but once
I showed that if you had premiumized, I showed you how to do it automation. You could set up the automation. Not easy, but if you could be like if you have reel to brid, all to brid premiumized, you can get your content without worrying about getting in trouble. You can get the content, put it on a hard drive, share that hard drive. Plex scans it and says, "Oh, we add a new TV show," and so it can go. You can do free.
Do a NAS drive.
Huh?
You could do a NAS drive as well, can't you?
What?
Do a NAS drive.
Oh, NAS drive. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
But once again, like you got to get something that's got Plex integration.
Or your NAS, you have to hook up something to that NAS, or if you have a NAS that has a strong enough
really tired of
CPU.
it, but I have a nuke. I've had my nuke for a million friggin' years. That's what I use as my Plex server because it's just a little tiny box, and it doesn't even have to be hooked up to my TV. I just have it on my network, and anybody
remote to
Plex can use it.
Yeah, and there is a lot of there is some deals, and I see Dalton said about deals, and there are deals that pop up for the lifetime thing. I got lifetime. There is some perks. There's perks to lifetime, but it's not necessary, and you can do free. But like Blue says, there is so many benefits. There is some downside that you actually have to get it. If you're somebody, I'm a person that like if I'm watching a lot of different TV shows, I don't necessarily want to do it. So Cody's great for watching my TV shows because I don't care about
your grandma, your aunt, the ones that don't have Kodi and don't know how to use Kodi, and you know for a fact that you're never going to hear the end of it from them on trying to figure out how to use it.
Or come over and fix it.
Plex is an app they can grab on anything, and you'll link them to it, and it's like I said, it's like Netflix. They'll be able to, what they're watching will still be hanging there the next day. They only got halfway through. It's so easy for people who are Kodi. I was going to use the R word. Not great at Kodi.
Yeah. Not real technical. And Marvin, yes, it does have. Plex does have. Or Shield does
and
have.
another thing that you guys haven't even mentioned is the whole music side of it, because you can have your music on there too. Yeah. And Plex has different apps like Plex Amp. I don't know if you guys use it, But
I
Plex
don't.
amp is pretty neat. Also for your music, so you run Plex amp on your phone, and you got all your music there. Instead of having to load Plex on there, you have just the
Cool.
one app, and yeah, it's really neat.
And Marvin, the only thing though about the Plex Media server on the Shield, I mean, it's great that you have it, but the problem is if you're using that as a server,
Gotta be on.
when it goes to sleep, you don't have access to your stuff. That's the only downside to it.
And like what's one of the things that Alban was talking about with music. I mean, when you can go through and do music. I mean, you can do so much there. Hold on, that's my recommend. I was like, I'm missing a lot of music.
Yeah, go to your library.
I had to go to the library. And I mean, you can put so much music in. I mean, there is just it depends on how much, and it categorizes it in groups, and you can do it by the albums. I can do it by just the albums. So that's all the albums. I can sort however you want. You can sort it by the tracks. And here I've got 7,000 songs, which is nothing compared to Alban. Just saying. This is just a drop in a bucket.
I just need to make a little clarification that Chris pointed out that you can set it so that your Shield doesn't go to sleep. But I do have a quick question though. Will that overheat? Like, say you go on vacation, are you going to want to leave your Shield on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I never shut mine off anyhow.
Is it? I was going to say, is it like the fire? Is it like the Fire Stick where it goes like in sleep mode but just not off?
Yes.
Okay. So it's running on very little, unless somebody logs into Plex, though, right? And you have an external plugged into it.
Yeah, I don't know how that works because I haven't done mine with that. But yes, there's so many things. You can get a Raspberry Pi. You can take your Raspberry Pi and make a Plex server on it. I know that Blue tried it with her old Raspberry Pi and had issues, but if you read the
forum,
was
my fault, though. That was my fault because I didn't know how to.
Of them.
I don't do well with Raspberry Pi.
There's plenty of tutorials for it, but you can do an old PC. You can take it.
Like setting up it on Plex on a Raspberry Pi was easy. It was getting it to see my external hard drive that was fucking hard.
Yeah. So there's options. All right, so we've hammered that. And I don't mean C-Man. Are you okay? I'm sorry.
No, I'm all good. I'm interested in Plex because Narcissist just got into it, and he's completely addicted to it.
Yeah, that's
awesome. That's all he talks about.
All right, so let's let a new addict talk for a second.
Okay, hold on. Just one quick second though. Perk says that no, there's no issues with the Shield. It runs fine if you keep it on all the time.
Okay.
So for those of you that have a Shield, get Plex. It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that Narcissist has really gotten into it. He's watched all your videos, and he's created what he calls Narflix, which he shared with me. And like you said, Blue, there's no buffer. There's no. It's just click it and play it. And it's seamless.
Yeah.
That's the big difference. Which
it's no going into the add-on, then going to movies, then going to It's just,
and he set it up to pull all my TV shows that I like. My wife and I.
That's a good friend.
It is, and they're just there, like you said. They're there the next morning.
They're there. Yep.
Very cool. I don't know how it works completely. You guys are the pros.
It's great.
Just set up
I love
torrents
it.
and pull it.
So all right, Alban, give us your thoughts on this, Alban. Since again you're new to it.
I'm new to it. And I can't get away from it. I need I need help.
An intervention?
Because it's so bad that I'm downloading terabytes a day. It's not right. There's something wrong with me. But I absolutely love it. I love the feeling of being able to click on something and not have to wait for something, not have to say, oh, well, is it going to be in the right language when it comes up or none of that, it's there, I love it. It is a thing that the amount of storage space for people like me that want to have everything. But I want to have it. I want to have all my stuff. I like pleasing all my friends, make sure that they have all their their shows and stuff that I watch. The only thing that kills me is when someone asks for a show that I can't stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I put it up for them. But,
Plexaholic.
yeah.
You're a plexaholic.
Listen, I urge anyone to get into it because it's the way, I'm just waiting for developers to get out there and put out some stuff like say karaoke. I have so much karaoke files that I'd love to have in Plex. I'd love to be able to get that up there so everyone can get at that. It's great. It is really, really great.
All right, and some people I see Sohail said about Emby, and that's another option. Another option if you want a free if you want a free option for Plex, Jellyfin. You can get Jellyfin. It's free, and it's a Plex. It's a Plex fork. So that's a completely free option, and you can go it. The only issue people run into is you get a little bit addicted in how much storage you're going to have.
Yeah.
I saw Turks wrote in here something about 10 terabytes or something. I saw he say something about 10 terabytes or something.
Yeah, about 10 terabytes,
10 terabytes a month. And that's the problem is that you start getting, and it's like, oh, I need that. I need that. There's some people in your group, Blue, your Plex group that will talk about they have to keep getting more and more drives. And that tends to be the problem. I haven't ran that problem because I can control my addiction because I'm still in love with Kodi. So my little 12 terabyte hard drive is I'm not even a quarter of the way in because I only download the stuff I care about.
And that's the thing is with me, it's kind of the same thing. Like I will download, I'll download anything on my seed box because most times it's for people that I know that want it. And once they've watched it, it's gone. But if it's something I love, that's when I store it local. So I keep my seed box rotating through, deleting crap, like Wonder Woman, that one's gone. And
I still have the 4K. I'm gonna keep the 4K.
I only keep what I love. I don't keep every single thing I downloaded. No, I couldn't. I don't think I've used too much. I've got an 8 terabyte drive, and I think I'm up to maybe 5. That's just the way I work though, because I rewatch stuff often, but that's how I decide. Am I going to rewatch that? If I am, I keep it. If not, if I need it again down the road, I'll re-download it down the road.
No, I keep it all. I love a lot of that stupid stuff that you can watch. Megatech versus Godzilla or whatever. I want to be the one who has it because it's so hard. A lot of it is so hard to find.
Yeah, that's another thing too, though, Abin. That's totally true. Stuff that's very hard to find, like on Kodi and whatever. When you stumble across it, you're hanging on to it.
Yeah, you're gonna hang on to it.
Yeah,
That's and true. Another thing that I really love about Plex, being a new person to it, is like the other things that they have in there, like say web shows, podcasts. All that stuff is there. They have free movies and TV now. They're free
not the best in the world. They're more like B movies, but
and they have regular, a regular TV.
Yeah, they got live channels. Yeah,
they have a live channel,
and it's free. That stuff's free.
It's free. You can't beat it.
I mean, I think the only thing is like, okay, so you have to pay for Plex. Is if you don't have if you get the Plex Pass, great. If you don't get the Plex Pass and you want to throw it on an Android device, then you pay an app fee, which is like $249 or something like that. That's the only. But if you have Plex Pass, then you get that free.
You get that free.
But that would be the only expense like that you have to pay for. It's like pay for an app.
Let me answer this question because I've seen 2 people ask about it. Has anybody heard about Bob TV? I've not heard of BobTV.oak by Lee. Is that Lee TV?
I think somebody else said Lee TV. Yeah.
I don't know about Bob TV. I mean, is that a IPTV service or I don't know. I'm not familiar with that particular
I do
service.
have to
I
say
did a
that
search for it.
I do have to say that I am actually thankful to Lee TV, and I will show you guys why later.
Oh my. Okay.
What?
Uh,
God, not nothing sexual.
okay. All
Well,
right.
it depends on what you're watching.
Okay. Oh.
I'm just a little jelly. Don't worry about it. So I was gonna look up. I was looking to see if I could find something about that. So I'm not familiar with it. I don't know. Anybody else on the panel familiar with
No,
Lee
never
TV,
heard
with
of it.
that particular thing?
No.
No idea.
Bob TV. Wonder where he got the Bob name from.
Bob TV Oak dot. What you'll have to give me a URL, Louise, because I have no idea. I've never used it, so I'm not sure. Again, I don't know if it's a APK or if it's a add-on or if it's an IPTV service. My gut says IPTV service or a Plex service. That because a lot of people, there is a lot of Plex sellers, and what they do is they create a video on demand type service, and they would download the stuff. They'll put it on a seed box like other people, and they put that on there, and then they share it with people, and then they charge them. So Bob TV APK by Lee.
Never heard of it.
I've never heard
Yeah,
of it.
I mean all right. So it's saying it's a source from Cinema. Well, the problem is if it's a source in Cinema HD, which is an APK, that would be pulling from a website. That would, because if it's a source, it's a scraper, and it's pulling from a website. That I wouldn't think that would be pulling from his APK. It would be pulling from an actual website. Maybe there's a website that's Bob TV. That's there used to be a Bob TV website way back when that was on the scrapers, but that's a long time ago. Wayne, we talked about this earlier. Yes, it's going to a paid service. And just as a quick snippet, you can expect TMDB add-ons to move to TMDB or IMDb.
Now,
or stuff.
the whole paid service thing is only if you need an API, right? Like you'll be able to go on their site and look at stuff.
No, I don't think so. They said you're going to have. Well, I think yes for their website. Yes, you could probably go to it. But if you're going to hook into it with an add-on, you have to have an API. An API and each person has to have an API, not an API for the whole add-on. It was each person would have to have an API.
Kind of like YouTube, where you had to grab your own API.
Exactly.
So
it's going down the same route.
You know what?
Say,
like I said before, TMDB pretty much has everything that TVDB has. Maybe not quite as intricate when it comes to full-on like episodes, but somebody's going to pick up the.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think that IMDb has more info than TMDB? Or no?
IMDb is garbage compared to TVDB, unfortunately.
Okay.
Agreed.
A lot of times I find when I'm looking up episodes, it'll be like, it won't even have the episode name and it's already aired. And you're like, kid, what are you doing there, IMDb?
Right. Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't even have it listed.
Yeah. They used to be the go-to, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
That was the only place. Like, I mean, I got the app and everything. And then TMD and TVDB was pretty fantastic, especially when back in the day when we had where I had to pull the meta myself for stuff. Yeah. That's
when
where
you have to make your XMLs.
Yeah.
Manually. Back in the day, which none of the C-Man and DJ know no idea about what.
Guys,
manual
you live in a wonderful age.
I do them every day.
Pulling that.
I do direct links every day. I'm doing XML every day.
But we used to have to go in though and pull the direct link and pull the fan art and pull the poster. And pull the and
then put the name in the episode.
And then and then it would die. The link would die because it was on a website that just went down, and all the links that you just did all went down.
I have to do all that. Only the links don't die because they're stored. But
that's wonderful.
You have to still get image addresses and everything else. So it's still a process. Still a process.
Isn't that annoying though for TV? Like movies, nothing. TV.
Yeah, just
No.
use one thumb and one fan art for the whole show.
That's a good idea, actually. Because you know what? Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jay, my pleasure. Just I saw that I saw when Perks said it's something about sharing info. And people, I do have people that bitch and say you shouldn't be sharing these secrets. You shouldn't be sharing this, and that. The things I learn, I try to do my best to share it, because you know what? What good is it if I learn it and I learned it from somebody else if I
And
don't
you
share
hog
it?
it.
And the thing about Debrid, there's so many things about Debrid, and when I say Debrid, that also means all Debrid and premiumized. They all fall under the same umbrella. But there is so many things in there that you can do that if
That people aren't
premiumized,
using.
yeah,
They just
premiumized
start
does
cutting
more.
into RD on Kodi, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was actually today, I was working on some of my Plex stuff. So let's see. Sandy had a question. Is there either Shadow Venom said there? All right. So I don't know about Venom. Now, isn't Venom talking about shutting down? Fen is talking about continuing. They were two different developers. They worked together. But if I read the Reddits right, Fen developer he's talking about continuing. Venom has kind of gotten burned out.
But IMDb isn't paid though. It's TVDB that's paid, right?
No, yeah. You can pay for IMDb. Well, you can pay for special, but it's nothing we need.
It's going to be all it's going to be is a matter of the devs being able to basically port that stuff over to TMDB instead of TVDB. And like I said, somebody else is going to pop up with a TVDB instead of .com. It'll be .net. It'll be somebody will snag it, and you watch. Somebody who wants to be famous.
Wayne, I did see, like I said, I want to say the developer of Venom was talking about he's burned out. I think he's burned out.
What is Venom?
Venom, it's another Kodi add-on.
About who and
Venom.
what, where?
It's an Exodus fork, and he went his own direction. Him and Fen and him joined together. They created the Venom scrapers.
Okay.
What was that? 6-8 months ago? It hasn't been long. There was going to be like one thing. But he's kind of burned out. But Fen says he's still going to work on his stuff. So just hang tight. People get burned out.
Little side note too, guys, is when Todd was talking about real Debrid, all Debrid, premiumized, people are always like, okay, RD is very cheap. I mean, I think it's like $3 Canadian, which is like 25 cents American or something. So basically, it's very cheap, but people, when they talk about premiumized, they're like, it's so much more expensive than RD. The difference, though, is that RD is wonderful for, Kodi. Premiumized is wonderful if you want to use Kodi and Plex, just so you guys know. And Todd's I think I've made a video on how to use premiumized to pull instead of using a seed box. So just so you know, to pay the little bit extra a month to get that extra added bonus. Awesome.
If you want to set that up, that's a possibility. That's possible. All right. We wanted to talk about a little bit. Here's some love from Cody Man, giving you some sea love. C Man, giving you some love over there.
Cody Man, how you doing, brother?
Octavia. No, it's not a 6-month burnout, because Venom has been working on his add-on for a couple years now, but he joined with Fen, and they worked on scrapers together. And they were going to create one add-on, I believe. The way I understood it was going to be one add-on, but then, like I said, Fen decided he wanted to, or Venom wants some time. But we all know this Kodi addiction. You get burned out, and after a month, or you're like, what the hell am I had with all my time? I need something.
It took me about 5 years to burn out.
So,
but I'm burnt out now. Hello, Plex.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to pull her into this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about a little bit some stuff we talked about on Wednesday, which was some of the arts. Now, so this is my movie section. Now, my movie section is nothing like if you go to some of these other people. This is mostly 4K. It's stuff that I care about. So one of the things that you can change is this art.
Okay, so can I just clarify one thing though? Yes, you can change the art really easy, but the cool thing about Plex is, like I said, is it throws in collections. It automatically will make that for you, which is so cool. It'll grab all it'll grab all the Batman movies. It'll grab all the Deadpool movies. It'll grab and it makes the collections for you. My favorite part of this is that you can change your posters in your everyday movies, but it's even more fun to have a collections poster, because you'll see if you look at Todd, like the one that's got the 4 movies in one.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's two. It's 2 movies, yeah.
2 movies.
And because there's
So I was looking
Ant-Man.
at okay, but see guys, what
Captain
happens is if you have 3, then 3 of the posters will be in there, and then probably the first one again. If you have 4, so that's what it does, is it gives you the compilation. But for us weirdos, I like to have one poster that basically, Star Wars collection. That's a different poster than what you've ever seen before on any of their movie posters. And you can find fan sites basically that make them. So sorry, Todd, go ahead. It's even like what I was saying is it's more fun to have a collection poster than just an everyday poster. But those are cool too.
Yeah. And like I did so what we did is we talked about, there's a couple websites. I will use this posterdb.com is a website. And I actually was looking at this right before the show. Now I did a search for John Wick. It's got, all right.
Yeah,
so
most
John
times,
Wick.
Hey babe, when you're looking for it, you've got to type in John Wick collection.
Yes.
John Wick.
So this is this is what they have for their collection. Now these are all art. Now you'll see my John Wick. I actually use this, and I got that from another website. But you can see these.
Yeah,
you
they're
can see
cool.
These are all collections. So let me go to my Plex. Let me back out. Back out one.
Can I just jump in? I just noticed you could actually upload your own pictures there as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So basically, you could actually do your own custom.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Your own custom in Photoshop.
Hey, and what's neat about this, and what Todd's going to show it too, is that you don't have to download the art somewhere and hang on to it. You can just add the URL.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is really neat.
So for my John Wick, this is what I had went with. You got the coins and that, and you can see here's the movies. All right, so let me go back over to this website. So let's say, let's go through here now. This is I'm going to use this other website because I was using this art. So this site actually has less than the other one. So all right, you can see I had typed in John Wick collection. And this is for us nerds that want to do a little bit more on your Plex collections. John Wick collection, I'll click it. It's got 16 images.
If you're a poster geek, yeah, you'll love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a poster geek.
So on this website, it gives you some of the HD or clear logos. It's got, it also has your clear art. It actually has CD art on some stuff, but I'm not going to pay attention to that. So for the posters, these are the 4 posters it offered. Okay, so let's say I want to use this one here. So all I did was I right-clicked. I said copy link location. All right, so I have that.
I blew mine up first. Does it make a difference as far as?
No.
Are you sure?
So, yep, I'm sure.
Are you sure as far as whether or not it's a 200 by 300 versus a 1080 by 1500?
It didn't change it when I was looking at it on my TV.
Yeah, it didn't when you blow it up and you actually grab it once it's blown up. Because I can tell you right now firsthand that when I use TMDB for that, if you right-clicked it when it was small, it wasn't the same quality as it was when it was blown up.
You have to get the big one. Exactly.
Now right-click that one.
All right, so copy link location. Okay, all right.
It just because you might get blurry posters and you don't want blurry posters.
So we go here. You see, here's your poster. So I'm gonna click that, and then here's your URL. Simple paste. Oh wait, see, wait a minute. See, so I think that's why I didn't do it that way.
Right-click.
Well, how do I did
right-click it right now.
I did right.
It have a pop-up come up, Todd, and you're not, so you're not right-clicking it.
I am right-clicking. Here it is. It says copy link location.
I don't see that.
Well, you can't see it, but it's a pop-up. It's pop-up. It says, I see it right here. I'm looking at it. You just can't. Maybe you can't.
Right now.
We can't see it. No.
Right there. I see a pop-up window.
Yeah, we don't see it. We don't see it.
Yep. And let me go here. See, it's going to say Java. Oh, wait. All right. So that time it grabbed it. All right. So it's been uploaded. Add the save the changes.
You just got to back out once to see it.
Yeah. There you go. It changed the art.
Nice.
So I was going to show one that I haven't changed. I changed Avengers. Here's Thor. So we got Thor. And you can see like Blue was saying, you got 3 movies, but it shows 4 boxes. So I click that. And I'm gonna go. Let me go to this other website, which was the Posters DB. And so let's do a search. Where's your search? Oh, there it is. Oop, my mistake. All right, so I'm gonna do a search for it. Thor collection. Let's see if it has something. Thor collections. It's thinking. All right. So let's see. For me, what do I like out of all these? I really like that one. I like the fat one. I like when he looks fat. I'm gonna go with this one. So let me go. Oh, this what? I'll go with this one. This is.
I like the next one. I like the one up.
That one?
No. Oh, no, when you went to one that you said you liked. See the white one? You've gone past it. Scroll up a little bit. Next one up from where it says Thor. That one in the middle that says white. That one. Next
That
one,
one?
left.
The left one. The one in white.
That one.
The one in white he wants. Yeah, that one.
That one? All right. Let's see.
That's the one he
So let's
wants.
click that. Let me see. I'm gonna make sure I'm clicking, making it big because.
Or was that a collection? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you know that there are arrows there, so you can change the picture. If you go to the right side of that picture, while the picture was open, it has arrows for you to scroll through the pictures.
Oh.
No, up. No. Go back to that. And then in the middle there somewhere, to the right or left side, they normally have an arrow.
Yeah, this one doesn't.
Go to the left.
No, it don't always do it.
No?
No,
No.
there's no
Oh,
arrow.
the other
So
one did. Okay.
I'm gonna copy link location. Click this. Go to poster URL. Paste. Upload. Save the changes. Poster. Back to collections. And there it's added that. So now I have that art. And it's simple little things that just makes it look better. And you can also change the backgrounds too.
The background.
Because you can see here's my Terminator, which the one thing is you can't see the backgrounds on the computer, but I saw it on my
Yes,
PC.
yes, you can. But you have that thing that's unchecked. That's over to the right a little. Go up. Right there, yeah, that. Or it's up. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay. Well, see, Alban, you're such an expert at this. So
I've been spending a lot of time on it.
So yeah, and to me, it just makes your collection look better.
And there are banners for the TV shows, also.
Yeah.
That have that are pretty neat.
I'm not getting that intricate.
So
I'll take posters for my movies, but that's as far as I'm going.
You don't do anything for your TV shows?
So is that in library?
I'm not retired like some people. I don't have, to do every episode. I can't do it.
No, I'm not doing every episode. No, there's no way. I got too much stuff that I'm downloading that I can't even get to everything yet. But I'm just I need to do it now while I'm downloading, because otherwise I'll never get to it.
Yeah.
Keith said that the Poster DB is great for collection posters as well. We've been finding out about all kinds of websites. It's wonderful. Love it.
Funster asked a question.
Do you know? Go ahead.
Does Plex use TVDB, or can you choose for Meta?
Yes, you can. You can choose. There's a
Plex actually has its own library, I think.
Yeah, Plex has a library. It's under the agents. Do you know where the agents are? Okay.
Yeah.
Go down a little bit. Okay.
So here's movie. So you can pull it from it gives you, that's the art.
Yeah.
Preferences. So it's actually all those are checked for mine. The fan art.
But you got to check on the go to the right and then go on the settings tab for it. The settings tab for the
For
Put in the API under the fan art. Under fan art TV, over to the right. Select that one, and you should get a thing to put the API key.
Yeah, but I don't have an
And
API.
you can move them up in order of what you want to grab.
I gave you that link.
Oh yeah.
Open up that link, and you'll get and it'll show you how to.
It
should give you your API.
I can't be sharing that information.
No, I understand that, but
all right. So, you need to be logged in. What?
Yeah, you have to be logged in so it knows the API to give you.
It should. Hold on. I'm clicked on login.
How about don't worry about that right now?
Yeah. Okay. But just so people know.
How about catch me outside? How about catch me outside?
But just so people know that you can put your API in there, and then
for
fan art, and it's gonna draw that fan art from there.
Very cool.
If you move it up top.
All right. So what he was talking about though is what Blue was saying. That you said like you can move it to where whichever one you want to be pulling the
right.
And so let's look at TV shows. And actually, look, it's not even pulling from TVDB.
It doesn't. That doesn't. No.
Wait. Well, here it does pull them from. It does have it in here. Person medium.
Yep.
So, but they have other options you can see. And so when TVDB is not pulling it, other sites are going to be able to pull that information.
Yeah.
So
and
you're
there's
able
a way to add more in there too.
Okay.
Yeah, I got roast beef.
So, but yeah, it's got awesome things. I mean, there is if you just want it for your own stuff to have, if you're a person with poor internet and you're like, I want to watch good quality without buffering. If you just put it local on an external hard drive and plug it into your Shield or your computer and share that drive, and you're good to go. I mean, makes it very easy.
You can have as many servers as you want.
Yep. And look, you can see where you can see how much I've watched. Like you can see how much I had watched the last time. 300. You could see where I stopped.
Yeah. And with the TV shows, it does account on how many you have left.
Yeah, click on recommendations, because that's where it keeps your what you've watched, what's up next.
And look at it's making me look bad, honey. Twilight. It's got Twilight on it. But what's funny is this isn't Twilight. This is the riff tracks, of Twilight. So do you guys know?
They are.
No, seriously, Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Okay, so then why don't you fix it? No, click on the hamburger there. Click on the hamburger down to the and then go to fix match. Fix match.
But I don't think that there's going to be a riff track for it, because all they did is change. So you can see where it says riff track.
You can do a manual though.
Okay.
Yeah, you can change that.
It
so
comes up wrong.
What came up?
The regular movie.
Oh, the regular movie, huh?
Yeah, because
Right
but
above
you
that
know
in yellow,
another thing you can do is click there. Yeah, no, go back to the right.
The other one.
Yeah, that one, and then go down to the movie database or something like that.
But it's not going to be in there.
You should be able to add the actual name of the show, like of the episode or whatever, and the year it came out, and then it will actually find the right one.
Right.
All right. Well, my point is this the riff tracks are not officially. I mean, that's like just uploaded to some website.
It's them making. No. They do have a database somewhere. They be on.
Is it under Sonar or Radar?
Or worst case scenario, Todd, you rename it yourself and you go find a cool poster for it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Yeah, because Blue was here when we were watching this. Because it's sitting there making fun of the whole time. And
riff tracks are awesome.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun stuff. They're fun.
Now I got a question maybe that hopefully someone out there knows how to do. If you just click on a movie, any movie somewhere for me. Okay, now if you scroll down a little bit. keep going down. No, this one doesn't. Okay, you see right here where it says extras? Does anyone out there know how to add extras in there? Like, say if you were to take a DVD and you wanted to take the extras from that DVD. Does anyone know if there's a possible
I've done it,
way?
but I can't remember offhand. I could probably figure it out again, though.
Okay, if you could, I'd love to know
Because
because
Lord of the Rings extended stuff and they have behind the scenes stuff. I
uh-huh.
keep that.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to do stuff like that, and I can't figure out a way to put them there. I didn't know if it's you know, something with how you name the file.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But
I do love Todd. Go back in again for a second. Just no to where that. Yeah. Now, like pick Keanu Reeves though.
I picked on William Dafoe, but
no, just either one. But see, guys, that's another cool thing about Plex is now it shows you all the Keanu Reeves movies
that I have in my Plex.
Yeah,
you
or
have
if you have sharing
Only.
friends stuff, any servers you have will show it.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
But
yeah,
somebody
I have it should show up. Yeah, because I've seen crypts on mine.
Have you seen mine? Otherwise, but mine's not popping up. You know.
Yeah. I don't see nobody else's. These are all things I have.
I think that only comes up if you go back to the movie and then keep scrolling down, keep going down. Sometimes down there it would show others.
Oh, see, here's movies you like by different people.
Right.
And see, I don't see. All right, so movies with Keanu Reeves, I don't see nobody else's name.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think when you do that.
Sometimes it saves though. Like it's like sometimes when you're searching, it'll just search yours, and sometimes you have to click all servers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does what was I gonna say something.
Russell Crowe movies.
Title. The other thing for people to know is when you're looking at it here on the computer is different than like when you're looking at it Plex on your Shield, because on the Shield you can't find an actor's name and it's only on the server level you get to see this. So if you're somewhere else in the house, you won't see that.
Yeah, the server versus a player, is different.
We've got a question from Shelley Dabbs if you want to address that. You're probably the best. I'm not a Plex person, so
if her TV is mixing with movies, is it? I'm trying to think. Could it be? Well, definitely, it's got to be the directory it's sitting in.
Okay, what?
The directory the movie or TV show is sitting in.
When she's saying that like the TVs and movies are mixed together, because you know how when you set up,
you got to put them in different folders.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that usually when you add a drive, you when you set it up,
you have to make a movies director, like a movies folder and a TV folder.
And
you point each of them directly at movies or TV.
Yeah, because you can see I have different folders, and then you can add.
You can't just add a whole drive with everything on it. You've got to separate them out.
Right. If she had, a movie folder, like say a movie like John Wick, and she had a TV show sitting in that folder, that's also another possibility. You have to
separate
click on that TV show and go into the settings that here in the server, and you can click on it and look at the info to see where it's sitting at. And
if you're planning on making an actual Plex server, separate your movies, your TV, and your music into 3 different folders.
Yeah.
You can even separate them further. For example, I took anime movies and made them a totally separate folder, even though they were all movies.
Yeah, like on my drive, let's see, my F drive, I have a movies folder, I have TV folder,
and a music.
Plex extras.
Well, not on this. Not on this one. This one's
okay. On your other
I have it on it's on another hard drive.
It's
actually I have two
Plus, you
folders.
have to like when you're basically uploading a Plex, you have to tell it whether it's a movie or a TV show because it needs it to know that because of metadata. It needs to know how to search for it. So if you're new to Plex, when you're downloading stuff, do it like that. A movies folder only has movies. A TV folder only has TV. Do it like that because then when you search for meta, then you won't have issues, and they won't be all mixed up.
Right.
Yeah. Because sometimes when it gets all mixed, if it gets too mixed up, you have to clear the database.
Start fresh.
Because remember when Mark was talking about that, his got all jumbled up, and he had to basically wipe clear his database and then let it scan overnight.
Let it rescan everything.
Yeah, because it had gotten,
which can take a long time depending on how much stuff you have.
Yeah, Shelly says it's a total mess. So you're probably just sharing one drive and you're dropping all this stuff in one folder or one drive and saying, oh, that whole drive. So if you're just a little bit more organized when you first start, it will make it better. So you probably separate them into two folders like everyone's saying. You'll have to bite the bullet one day, wipe the database, and then set it up again, and then go to work or go to bed and just
if it's not that big, it won't take that long. Like if you got like 300 movies and 100 shows, you'd be fine. But wipe them both out, delete them both, right directly off of Plex here on your server, split them up on your drive, and then when you go back in to re-add them, pick movies, pick the movie folder. When you do the TV one, pick the TV folder. You'll get all your artwork. It'll be awesome.
Octavia, don't be bad mouth my Mystery Science Theater 3000. I actually got Blue to tolerate some of them.
Oh, there were some funny ones. Oh my God,
some
the
of
room.
them are really.
Oh yeah, they're hilarious.
The room the room was just.
I actually just saw something the other day, Todd, that said like 50 worst movies that took themselves serious of all time, and that was number one.
The Room. So we watched The Room, and that was a Riff Tracks. And
that was horrible.
It was so bad.
Yeah, the guy who made it starred in it, and he was gross.
He looked like Ronnie James Dio.
He looked like a wannabe porn star.
And it was terrible. And I thought when I first downloaded The Room, I thought it was The Room with the little girl, with the woman and her kid. I thought that's what it was.
Hey, that's Captain Marvel, eh?
Yeah. You thought that was Jodie Foster?
No.
The Room. Remember the room was where that guy kidnapped the woman. He kidnapped her and put her in the shed.
She got pregnant and had a kid there.
Funny, Eddie. It's the Child 44.
Child 44. Yeah, you're thinking of Panic Room. That's Jodie Foster.
Sorry, that's what I'm thinking.
The Room was where he kidnapped the girl, but the movie that we're talking about, The Room, it's another movie, and it was done by it's a foreign movie, I would think.
No, it's not.
No.
Unfortunately, he's American, buddy.
He's American. He's a weirdo.
He looks like he's foreign with his long, greasy black hair. He looks like a friggin' vampire, that dude.
He's not Canadian.
We watched it. It was great. All right, Hun, are you getting close to ready for talking about Hugh?
I'm actually just gonna check and see if you guys can actually see it. So give me a second.
Okay. All right. So while I'm touch base on Saren. Saren is still working on some of the coding. It is getting better. I don't notice the Trakt issue, but maybe because I added my Trakt to it, so I haven't been seeing the issue. But he is working on it. He, cut him some slack. He is working on creating fixes. I've seen some people bad mouthing it. He recoded the whole thing, and that created some issues. And yes, Tommy, that's his name, Tommy
Wiseau or something like that.
Because he starred in it, directed it, and produced it. It was like it was like, damn, was he like going and getting the food too?
And there's a scene like every time the guys get together, they're standing in like the middle of, you can tell it's like a fake room, and one guy will have a football and they'll throw it while they're talking. They're tossing the football, and none of them can throw a fucking football.
And there's
I throw a football better.
Yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah. Roger says it's a cult classic. It is. if you watch the riff track of it, he tears it up. And that girl that looked kind of like she reminded me of Britney Spears.
Yeah, totally. Ugly Britney Spears.
An ugly Britney Spears, and she looked like trailer trash. I was like, she is a whore. I mean, because she cheated on her boyfriend with his best friend. I'm like, this is bothering me. Blue's like, really? I'm like, hey, she's cheating with her best friend. So, all right. So, what we're going to talk about here is Blue's new project, which is Hugh's Play Bar, right?
Hugh Play Bar, yeah.
And hold on a second, honey. Let me. I was going to I'm going to show a picture of. I had an image. Hold on a second.
What, this you mean?
No, I was going to show like an image like on here. Hold on a second.
Just to give you guys a backstory, I am by no means an expert. I'm just getting into this. I've had, though, I have LED lights around my TV to begin with. That's what the blue glow is. But it's one of the ones where you can just change the color, like with Alexa and stuff. When you tell her, Alexa, TV light red. Okay. So you can change it to whatever color. Oh, am I still on you? A little bit more. Sorry.
Yep.
There we go.
You're on. You're on.
Okay, so can you pop me bigger there, honey, please? So yeah, people get an idea. That's
hold
right.
on.
But I'm actually showing.
I got to remove it, and then hold on.
Okay.
There you go.
So basically, I had the LED lights where you could. It's multicolored, but it doesn't work with your whatever you're watching. So I've been doing a lot of research lately, and I mean I've had Hue lights before. My light group beside me is Hue. The one I have in my bedroom stuff when you tell them to turn it off and on and change different colors and stuff. But I wanted something a little more dynamic. So I've been looking up stuff, and they have these Hue play bars, which you can, here's the box.
Yeah.
They look like that. So actually, essentially, sorry, I'm in my PJs. It looks like this. The cool thing about it is you can put it on a stand. So you can stand it upright. You can stand it. You can have it sideways underneath. Or you can mount it to the back of your TV. Now, the only reason I didn't mount it is because I'm going to use it on Todd's TV because he has a better TV than me. So basically, I have the two of them, and that's it right now. I want to get the gradient strip, but I got to, apparently, now that I'm married, I got to wait for my husband to give me it. One of the cool things about the Hue is have a sync box, but it's freaking expensive, 300 Canadian. But what's cool about it is you can plug like 4 devices into it, and then it'll automatically sync your lights around your TV to it. So
to the device that's plugged into.
Yes, so you can plug in your Xbox or Fire Stick, your whatever you have. Alexa, turn off living room light. Okay. Oh, you didn't do it. Alexa, turn off living room light. There we go. Okay, so right now, those are just the play bars that are lit up. So I turned off the back of my TV. So I'm just going to show you guys really quick. Hue has an app. It's called the Sync app. And basically what happens is you can have it on your PC. So if you're a gaming person and you have the play bars and you have your monitor where you play at your computer, you can have it so that it actually mirrors your computer screen. That was, I think, the main reason they made it. They also have it for Android, but it doesn't work quite the same. So luckily I have a Nuke and I have Windows on it. So I threw the thing on it. But first of all, before I showed you guys that, I'm going to show you the crappy version. So the other day when I was doing research, I found out that Blee TV actually you could download an app from his site that basically would be like the Sync app, but for a Fire Stick. So I have the Fire Stick plugged in right now. Now this is what it looks like, this weird looking thingy right here. I'd like to make him some fan art. When you go in, right away you'll tell it to hook up to your hub. So anybody that has Phillips Hue knows that you have a hub. So all you have to do on this though is go to start streaming. Normally, if you're familiar with this at all, when you get your Hue bulbs, you create what's called an entertainment area. Now my entertainment area is my 2 play bars together. Now when I get the gradient strip, it'll be like all 3 together. But it automatically recognized it once I hit the hub, you recognize the fact that I have an entertainment area called TV lights, and you can choose subtle, moderate, high, or intense. I like high. I find high.
And we can't. All right, babe. We can. All we can see on your TV because of the is one big bright white light.
Yeah. Just hold on one second.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying because we can't read any of your menus.
Okay, well, that's what I'm telling you. It's actually said. You guys can't tell.
Yep.
So what we're going to be watching for is not the content of my TV so much as what's around my TV. So you use this add-on, and we'll link it below at Lee TV's thing, so you can actually go get it and check it out if you want. Now, the only issue with this is it does not work with Netflix, and it does not work with Disney, which two of the ones I have. But it does work with Kodi, and it does work with Plex. So if you have either of those, I'll just go to Plex for now, because Kodi, it'd take me half an hour to find something. So you'll notice the lights kind of go off around the TV. No, I don't want to update right now. And
just make sure, is your TV muted?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
But you can see over to the side that it's lit up a little bit. So it's like recognizing the fact that the posters over there is lighter and this side is darker. So what's cool about it is this add-on isn't the best. The more I test it out, the more I realize it's okay. It's not great. It doesn't seem to do colors quite as much as it does just sort of light and dark to match the screen. So this is kind of, it's great. I got a Fire Stick. I want to have this. Better to invest in the sync box, in my opinion, because it doesn't really give you a lot. Okay, now on another note, so my as you can see, it doesn't light up much, but you can get it and it works a little bit. But on my Nuke, which has
that was on the Fire Stick.
That was on the Fire Stick, and like I said, we'll link the thing for Lee TV's thing so you can actually get the app. But the actual real app, oh come on now! Of course you shut off, you little bastard. That's because we've been talking too long. It's true. Now, okay, so this is my Nuke.
Sorry, we got talking about Plex.
Yeah. All right. Give me a second here. Okay, so the cool thing about it is when you have a some sort of PC, like a mini PC instead of like a Nuke and whatever, this is what you get. I don't know if you guys can even see that.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see a menu.
Yeah.
Alexa, turn on living room light. Okay.
Oh, now we can't.
You can't see it.
No,
Yeah,
turn the light back off.
Turn the light back off.
Okay, you know what? Hold on one second.
I can see it better without the light on.
Yeah, we were able to see better without the light.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
This is what the app looks like, okay?
All right. So that's the menu.
It's called the Hue Sync app. So when you get it, you can set, it recognizes my TV lights. You can set the thing of it. You can set it to just scenes, which is like, blue on one side, red on the other. If you're playing video games, you can set it to games. If you're running music, you can have it set to music and video. Now, with the video, what happens is it recognizes what's on the sides of the screen or the top of the screen. So if you have a Windows device, then you would, then you can run it, because no matter what you put on your screen, whether it's you reading email, then it'll be white out the sides, if your screen is white. So I'm going to hit Light Sync. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Sorry, guys. I just realized. The only one thing that sucks is because I turned it on the other one, it's basically, they're hooked up to that right now. So if you're flipping between a Windows thing and a Fire Stick, you got to turn off that streaming before you actually go over to your Windows one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was all ready earlier. I totally should have gone earlier. Now everything's shut down and turned off. And all right, let's go.
So you're turning off the thing on the Fire
And
TV.
actually, that's another thing too that's important is that if you're streaming on either of these, so I'm hitting stop streaming right now. your lights will not turn off through Alexa. Like if you have them hooked up so you can tell them to turn off, they won't turn off until you disconnect, essentially. All right. So, yeah.
It doesn't help when when you're changing back and forth between devices because most people would only be using it on one.
So, why is it still saying that, motherfucker? Hold on. Jesus Christ! Seriously, did I not turn it off? Pretty sure I did. Oh, please don't be firing up again. Anybody else had that before? Oh, wait, you can't even see it. It's doing the Fire TV like initial screen. Well, you know, it's got the.
Where was it?
Instead of just going into sleep mode.
It's just a big bright light.
You guys talk about something else while I get the shit fixed.
All right. Well, hey, Crazy Canuck said, "Hey, nice rock on your finger."
Tell her thank you. I love it.
Yeah, they were all blinded by the light that was shining. Yeah. Octavia put her sunglasses on. Red said, "Blinded by the light." All right. So so the aspect of this is to add color around your TV to extend the experience of your TV. Also, it's supposed to help with. I'll show you this screen, and you can see this is with the gradient light, which she's talking about the light strip. If you look over here now, I can't really blow this up because it won't. When I try to blow that up,
yeah, it's just going to open the file.
Yeah, it tries to make the file too big, and I can't do it. So you can just see the tab. This here, you can see how over here it's red, and then over here it's blue.
You should be able to click on that, make it bigger.
I tried earlier. It opened up the website
where it's coming
from. I can't just get the link.
What does it say on the hamburgers?
It tries to give me the freaking cookie. Give me the cookie.
What, on Hamburg menu? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't give it to you. So, but that gives you an idea. Dang it, I didn't want that.
What about right clicking and telling it to open in a new tab?
Still going to bring you to the website.
Yep. There's a website. Try to build a website. So you can see, when I look at like that site, that gives you an example of what you're kind of looking at. You see how it's brighter. With the gradient light, though, is different than what she's got. She has the two solid lights. Here's the gradient light where the colors can change all around the TV.
Yeah, I want it.
Did you get it right, babe?
Even this one, its own is pretty damn cool. I just sucks that.
All right, hold on. I got to minimize. I got to come back to you. Okay, there you go. I'm back.
You know what sucks about it though, honestly, is like if this was on my phone, it would be fine. The computer just sucks for how bright it is. Anyways,
yeah.
So this is
too bright.
The color of it, but here we go anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to see. It's bright.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm turning into a gremlin. Bright light.
Like, watch around the sides of the TV, okay? So right now it's like yellow and whites. Yeah, so you can't even fucking tell. This sucks.
Yeah. But when you get now you can see how
we can see how it's pulling it. You can see how it's changing.
Pull to the orange.
And one side will be red, the other side will be orange, depending on what's on what side of the screen.
Right.
And then the gradient light basically goes from the top, from one edge all the way to the other edge, like it goes around the top. And then most people will then use the bars that she has to go underneath the TV. Now, I saw there where it was bright on the right side, and then it was kind of darker on the left side.
Yeah, it'll alternate. If one side's blue and the other side's green, then it'll be blue on one side. It just makes the screen feel bigger than it is. And the weird thing is once you get used to having LED lights around your TV, when you turn them off at nighttime, it feels harder on your eyes. Like it really does. And the cool thing about this app though is that, like I said, that worked for that's Disney. It also works for Plex. It also Netflix I find a little shoddy, to be honest. But like I did Doctor Strange here. This scene is kind of cool with him. Once again, you guys can't really see it.
Yeah, it's just Well, it's a little bit better
Yeah,
because it
better.
looks like it's like a little bit farther back. Start to pull in a little bit.
Yeah, hold on.
Wonder, I don't know if it's too far away or too close.
Yeah, I know. See, it's still too bright on the screen, but if you can see, like along the sides of it, how the color it goes out, it stands along the sides. So if it's blue on the side, it'll shoot up blue that way. And the reason it's red on top is that's my stupid LED one that I had turned on. So
Yeah.
So anyways, on that shitty note, sorry guys, but normally, I mean, to me, it looks freaking wonderful.
Yeah, it
That's
looks
pretty
great.
cool.
Unfortunately.
Patty also said she has those lights and they are nice ambiance.
Totally.
To your TV experience. And if you watch, you do some especially the gradient light, which is brand new. It's not out, or it's out and very limited. It actually goes across the top of the TV, and all the colors can change depending on what is around the TV.
Yeah, like if a little tiny bit of the upper screen is green and right beside it is blue, and it'll reflect that. It's like a perfect picture of it all the way around.
Yeah. And I just like to say one question, Blue. When you said there that on that remote it had for music, what does it do with the music? Does it like use
you can set it to whatever theme you want. So like you can pick a disco theme. You can pick a one where it's more oranges and reds, and then you can set it so that the beat of the music will actually make
your go with it. Okay, all right.
Yeah. You could have a rave in your apartment.
Okay, cool. and I was looking at something else also. Because since you got me hooked on this with this gradient lighting, but I saw that a guy had it set up with that it was around the whole room.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
You can set up lights everywhere, and it works with the stereo.
Totally. Like when I first ran the system, like when I first hooked up the two lights there, I also hooked up my light that's right beside me. And when you hook up it's called an entertainment area.
Right.
And what you do is you take all the lights that are in your room that you want to use in that entertainment area. And then you tell it shows you a room. It shows you a couch. It shows you a TV, and you place them wherever they are in the room.
Yeah.
And if I was to run this one with that too, this would be blinking red off to the side, and it would be so. If the more lights you have in the room, the more of a light show you're going to get.
Yeah,
it's pretty wonderful.
So cool.
It looks pretty cool.
It is. It is.
I wish you could see. You know what? I shared a video in in Streaming Matters the other day where you get it on my phone, so you can see the brightness and the blues and the yellows better. Like, I mean, that was just garbage. Sorry, guys, but it does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, and this is, if you follow Facebook, there is some ads on Facebook, and maybe I was getting the ads because I had looked for some of this gradient or the ambient light, and they'll be like $60, $80. Most of them are out of China and are BS.
Yeah,
so don't buy it off Facebook. If you're gonna buy it, what's it? All right, so Hughes is gonna have the lighting that can do a lot of changing.
Hue has the sync box, which is important, and the sync app. Like if you my TV lights, for example, are some other brand, not Hue. So I can't hook them up to that app. I can't use them with that box. Like you got to be specific about it, unfortunately. As far as I can tell so far.
What's that cheap store? Aldi's or I think it's Aldi's that you can buy some of the LED lights real cheap. And so I watched a video where he had the strips and stuff you can get real cheap, but you're not able to hook them to the Phillips app like she said, where you're able to do it.
Well, and a lot of them you can't hook up to Alexa too, which is for me is the number one thing. Like, for example, when I go to bed at night, I tell Alexa basically, she's not listening. Okay, good. I say good night, and it turns off all my lights. It turns on my bedroom light. You know what I mean? I have it set. But if they weren't hooked up to her, like if they're a cheapo brand, if it's great for Alexa, great. But if you're going for the whole TV thing, I think my whole point is that Lee TV's little app that he has, his APK that he has, works pretty good for a Fire TV. So if you had Hue lights, even if you only have like a lamp, if you have a Hue lamp, put it behind your TV for kicks, and then basically set an area. But it doesn't work great. That's the only thing is that I find the Windows app that I have works awesome.
and it saves
Right.
me the $300 on a sync box, which I'm still going to get.
And what's the name of the Windows app again?
It's called Hue Sync.
You say, oh, okay, but that Windows app. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she just basically but she's running her nuke, which is
Right.
Windows.
Like you can
Right.
put it on your computer that you're sitting at right now, Aubin. And if you have any lights in the house that are a Hue app, you can automatically hook it up to it, and then you can put your music on, and it'll start flashing for you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's whatever's on your hub, whatever Hue lights are on your hub.
Okay.
So we have a few things. And me being the frugal shopper that I am, I will be buying that on sale. So,
or when the plane flies over my house.
If that happens, we're pumping the brakes. We'll in due time that'll happen.
I love Alexa, Patty. I use her all the time for all kinds of stuff.
I'm glad I have my headset on so that my devices aren't hearing it. So,
and you know what? I don't know how many of you heard of If This Then That, IFTTT. It's basically a place where you can go where you can integrate different things together. Like you can integrate your Alexa with your Google Calendar, with your. It's got really neat things that you can integrate into Alexa that I really like. So maybe there might be possibilities for some of these other light stuff that aren't Hue to have integration. I know Yonami. You can integrate different devices together through Alexa, which is, to me, is always the cool thing, is to be able to say, like, Alexa, do this. And she does multiple things all at once.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to have a smart home. Todd knows that.
No, as long as we're doing it
together,
being smart about what we buy and how we
talking about buying on sale.
Yeah.
Well, because I actually saw those play lights for $130. The two bars.
Yeah, and then ship them to me, and then how much does that cost? And then we're good.
Yeah. So, well, you already got two. You already got two. So, one of the things I wanted to mention before everybody says what they want to say before we roll out, my Cocoscope account. I actually did a build review or a build showcase, I'll say, for C-Man's one of his builds to show where I'm able to walk through the whole build. And I want to do that for more and more builders if they want that stuff out there, because I see too many YouTube videos that I don't know what they're showing, to be honest. They're not showing the build. I want to be able to show what these people are doing, what they actually created.
Oh, can I make a point about a review that I saw the other day on a build?
Okay.
The guy was doing a build review, and he went into the build and he changed stuff. There was widgets in it. He removed widgets. He changed things in it. And then how do you review somebody's build if you've already changed it? It's no longer the build. Like,
exactly.
Leave that shit alone. If you want to review a build, you don't touch the build. You just go through it and say what you like and you don't like. You don't change the background. You don't remove stuff out of it, because now it's no longer that person's build, and now you're making it look like, oh, well, it doesn't have any widgets. Yeah, well, it did, you jackass, before you took them out. So quit
Thank you, Blue.
I know who you're on about. I won't say no names.
No,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's like saying, oh yeah, I got this TV and I'm going to do a review, but I smashed it, so it doesn't work real great. So I can't say good things about it. Well, you fucking smashed it, you moron.
Big thanks to Todd too. That was awesome. It was nice to see.
It was long. It was long. I'm sorry. That was the only.
But it was cool to see someone actually do it right and go through it and not scalp it, as Blue said.
Yeah, no, that defeats the whole purpose of reviewing something. You don't change it. You say, okay, you know what? I don't myself like widgets. You don't take the widgets out.
Well, if I was going to take the widgets out, I would show it first and then say, and actually, if you watch the video that I did with C-Man's, I actually showed at the end and I said, hey, if there's some widgets in here that may not fit for you, let me show you how to edit.
Change them.
4K. Yeah. I think it was a 4K widget. I was like,
you don't take them out.
No, but
that's like saying, oh my God, yeah, here's this build. And but they did it on Zonfluence, but I like Nox better. So I switched it over. It's like, it fucks everything up. It's not the same build anymore. Then don't do a review if you're not going to do a review of that.
Yeah. And I'm hoping. What my hope is that I will do as I did this. I did like a little snippet video on YouTube that I'm not going to get in trouble for, because I understand YouTube is tough on a lot of stuff. So what my thought is that, you know what, I don't do this for an income anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. So if I do a teaser and I point you to Cocoscope, which doesn't make me anything anyways, it doesn't matter. I can actually show it on Cocoscope without the worries of being hit with a community strike or something like that. And that's why I want to do it. And actually, I had somebody else that hit me up that said, "Hey, would you do my build?" I have no problem doing people's build. I will only do builds if people ask me or they would like me to, because I don't want to do reviews of people that don't want their stuff shown like that.
Yeah.
If they have an add-on or they got a build and they're trying to keep it under the radar, I don't want to show something that you're trying to keep on the radar. So I'm happy to do any reviews and look at it. I will showcase. I'll call it a showcase, because I'm not going to badmouth people's work, because I respect anybody that does this stuff. To truly respect, if it was the way I would do it or the way I wouldn't do it, I respect the time that people put into it. So I'm not going to badmouth people's work. I will show you how things are done and how this person does it. And if there's unique things, I want to show you the unique things about it, so that
we
you find
we
what
all
works for
have
you.
different tastes.
Yeah.
Just like we all like different backgrounds, we all like our layouts different. So something that may not necessarily appeal to you doesn't matter, because anybody that watches it might go, "Oh my God, I love that. That's my style." You know what I mean? It's like artwork. Not every piece of art is for every person. Everybody has their own what you like and what you don't like. You don't have to badmouth what you don't like, but enjoy what you do like.
You're right.
You know,
So just review it. This is
it
where
was
you
really-
go. Submenus. This is cool backgrounds. This is the,
It was
See,
hard
man?
to watch that review on, especially on mine and on Red's, because they took Red's submenu out. They took all his widgets and they took the submenu out. I mean, what's
Yeah.
the purpose?
Exactly. And I mean, that's a lot of work to tie everything to a submenu.
Yeah,
Like it's time consuming.
yeah.
It's
like you say, the end user isn't actually getting to see the proper build
Exactly.
at the end of the day.
Yeah. They go, "Oh, that's not very good." Like, I mean, well,
Yeah.
that wasn't it. That's not it. That's not what it looks like. Let
Then-
them
then-
decide what they
I
let them download it and then decide what they want to keep in it and what they don't.
Then the bad mouth and say it's not my cup of tea. Well, you don't say that. You keep that to yourself. That's your own personal.
Exactly.
You keep that to yourself, whether
Like
you
Todd-
like it or not.
Yeah, it's like Todd and I have differing opinions on stuff. Stuff he likes, I don't. Stuff I like, he'd be like, I don't really care about that. I'm like his gifts back in the day when people didn't have gifts built. I'm like, I don't want that shit in mine. I don't want moving stuff. Pick a cool background. But that's his thing. And some people love the gifts. I just didn't.
Well, it's like say widgets aren't my gifts. My sort of thing. I'm not keen on widgets. I openly admit that. It's a lot of my stuff isn't designed for widgets.
Yeah.
But you can use widgets.
Yeah.
You can. It isn't stopped. You can, if you want to use a theme and put widgets on, you can. But my best preference for that, if you use any of my stuff, is actually hide it when it's not in show. So you just push up on the remote and they pop up.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you're going to review somebody else's work, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Just show what it does. Show in the settings what you can do with it. If there's, some cool shit you can turn on or turn off, or this is where you need RD, or this is the add-ons he has in it, blah, 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 blah. And then shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
Because I have to say, I had a look at the light build there. I love it. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. I like getting around in it. I love the theming that you did on like the keyboard and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Loved it.
I put the let's see, who was it that was asking? Octavia, I think you were asking. I put the link to my Cocoscope thing. I also have it, I think, in the show notes down there. So
that's where we had to put our wedding, because I put in some music and
and
YouTube kicked me out within seconds of uploading.
Yeah.
Like
I
seconds.
told her they would. I told her, I said, they won't. She goes, "Oh, I'm going to upload that." I said, "They'll never accept it." And she goes, "Oh, I
It was
uploaded it."
unlisted.
30 seconds. It was 30 seconds. She goes,
Yeah, unlisted.
here's the link. And I clicked it. I'm like, that link ain't working. She goes, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
told you. I said, they don't play. I mean,
Brutal.
and that's what I'm just having to figure out
But
what
I
we're
mean,
going to do.
seriously, it's unlisted. It's not even public. Like it's not like millions of subscribers are watching. It's like five friends and some family members.
Yeah. Well, now they got to go to Cocoscope, the porn site, to watch it now.
The porn site. Nice.
Well, that's what everybody thinks it is, isn't it?
Well, you know what? In all honesty, you go to our wedding and it's got a picture of him and I smiling at each other, and then right underneath it's like naked girl.
She's not quite naked. She's just
But it's like right away, it's like you're not in Kansas anymore.
yeah. All of a sudden, people are like, "I really like this site. Hold on a second." Okay, so
I better say hello to Kodi, man. How you doing, Kodi, man?
Yeah, hey Kodi, man, what's up?
Kodi, man.
DJ, we'll go ahead. We're gonna start rolling. I'm sorry, we're running late. So, anything you want to say? Any work or any things you want to promote? I'm sorry.
I've got nothing at the moment. It's like I say, I've been battling for the last 3 weeks to get my computer back up and running because of Windows.
Yeah, annoying.
So it's like I say, I've managed to get there at the minute, but I'm not going to talk about it while we're on the show. But no, nothing at the moment. It's like I say, I would like to do if possible, Todd, next week, do a proper review on Ships Ahoy.
Yeah.
Like we did a quick video last time because I crashed.
Ships Ahoy or Shits Ahoy?
Ships.
Well,
Ahoy.
you weren't on the show, honey. You weren't on the show, but you'd have been able to see
going
the bill.
clean.
Yeah. So if we can do that next week or the week after, it's entirely up to you, Todd.
Okay.
Like I say, other than that, I have got nothing at the moment. I'm just battling trying to get my 8 terabyte hard drive back with all my stuff on. So that's probably got 6 years of work sitting on there of Kodi stuff. Every theme that I've done, every media, every PNG, every wallpaper, it's all on there, and I'm trying to drag it all back.
Oh man!
So it's working at the minute. The program is actually finding me all my partitions on it. So
can I say a little quick something? Crazy Canuck said, if you have a build on Kodi, can you still have other add-ons in it? Now, I'm assuming you mean if you grab a build that somebody else made, can you still add other add-ons? Yes, you can. You do whatever you want to it. Once you download it, you can change the backgrounds. You can do whatever. But what we're saying, though, is that if you're going to review it, don't touch it.
Yeah,
but
and
for end users, grab it and maybe it's you found a really cool build but it's got naked ladies on all over it, and you like the sub menus and the menus, then you can change the background.
Change the background.
You can change whatever you want.
Just don't showcase it and change everything.
Not on my
want to on your time.
Make your own off of it. Then just tweak it to the way you like it.
Exactly.
If anybody uses any of my themes, I can't change the backgrounds because the menu and everything is incorporated into the background.
Oh, in your themes.
Okay. Yeah, but you can add new add-ons, for example. And
stuff. Yes, they can add as many add-ons.
They're not set in stone.
And I actually did a video. I did a video and put it on Cocoscope so I wasn't worried on adding a add-on to one of my builds. Not to say that that's the only that. And when I showed that, it was just showing you with that one skin, but you can do the exact same thing. It may not look the exact same way, but the same steps. You could do the same thing with any other build. And I showed you how to get add it from the repo. How to add it. There was on a repo on there. Then I actually added it to the menu. So it's easy to do. You can watch that video, and I made the video so that not necessarily about my builds, but for any build. I mean, because once you do it once or twice, it's like, oh, okay, that's the same steps. So yeah, got that going on. Babe, anything you want to say before we go? Before I roll to the other people?
Just that I'm sorry about the shitty light show there. Like when I'm looking at it with my eyes, like, I mean, the screen looks perfect and the lighting looks perfect, and then you guys just got a big, messy, blurry. But I can tell you, it looks awesome. Just with 2 little play bars. Oh, it's like night and day and beautiful watching a movie.
Looks
So-
cool.
I can't wait to watch some of O'Neill's add-ons on
So
it.
it works.
Okay,
It does
so-
work with the Fire Stick, just so you guys know, with that add-on or that APK from Lee's TV. But if you have a Windows device, it's a lot better. Anything that's on your screen works then.
Yeah, so just get back to me. I'd just like to say thanks, Todd, for letting me jump on.
Yeah,
I'd like
DJ.
to say, everybody, like, share, and subscribe, and peace.
Awesome.
And stay
Thanks, sir.
safe.
Alban.
I just want to say thanks for everyone. Thanks for having me here on a Friday. It's great to be here. I love hanging out with you guys. To everyone out on the side chat, thanks for being here. Thanks for enjoying us talk about whatever we talk about. I'm sorry I'm not so much into Kodi right now. I'll once I calm down with all this Plex stuff, I'll load up 19 and start messing with it.
Streaming is not just Kodi though. There's so many aspects to it. So.
Yeah, I know, but Plex has been doing everything for me.
Yeah.
Because all my pay-per-view stuff I've been getting on my IPTV. So
well, and as you can see, I don't even really talk about that. No, I'm just talking about how to light up your streaming stuff to make it more fun.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks,
All right.
Alban. Thanks
All
for
right.
coming. C-Man.
C-Man.
I'm all good. I appreciate you having me on as always, and thanks again for doing that proper review. Very
right.
nice.
Thank you. I appreciate everyone being here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I mean, didn't mean I try to keep it under 2 hours, but we covered a lot of subjects. I mean, my whole page is full of stuff that we talked about, and I really thank everyone that joined on the panel. Thank you guys for jumping in here. Sorry that sometimes I know when we all get excited about our certain subjects that we care about, it's like we get pumped up, and it's just difficult sometimes to do it all. But I love when everyone comes on. I want to hear about different subjects. I'm hoping that maybe not every subject that we talk about touches or
Everybody?
feeds into each person, but maybe 1 or 2 subjects you're like, oh yeah, I'm into that. I really like that. So we'll continue to move along on the lights. We'll see what happens with that. I'm keeping my eye on the sales, my eye on it, and we'll see. And so that happy wife, happy life. So we're gonna.
Oh yeah, which means I can just go get them right now. So
no, that does not mean it. So we're gonna do that, and I appreciate everyone coming on here. And again, thanks to C-Man for allowing me to do a review, or I don't even say a review. It was more of a showcase of your build. And I look forward to doing many more for people, showing what you guys, because I want to show these people's work because there's a lot. One thing that I would like to say at the very end, and this is a public service announcement thing. We're in times, folks, social media is, I don't want to say a cancer, but it is a wildfire. It's a wildfire of hate and division. So we can either feed into that or we can pull ourselves away from it. And I just ask, please refrain. Don't always have to be right. Don't always have to convince somebody that your point of view is correct, because you're probably not on social media. Try to refrain a couple times this week, because I think that right now, and I'm telling you, I have to bite my tongue every day. I see so much hate and just bitterness, and we're what keeps it going. You, me, all of us keep it going. So we can either keep it going or we remove it. Fire needs oxygen, and we can be that oxygen or we cannot be. So,
I've been blocking like crazy on Twitter and muting like crazy on Facebook.
Yeah. You can take people and mute them or snooze them for 30 days.
I want to see more puppy videos.
Yeah. Can I see about what you ate for damn dinner? Can I see what TV show you watch? I want to see what your dog did or what your kid did or what they did at the birthday party.
Did you see that TikTok with the dude who's like, he's downstairs at his house and you can see him, he's struggling, and he runs upstairs and he runs into a room and it's himself sitting in the bathroom. And it says brain above him, and he's sipping wine, and he goes, "Dude, here, yeah, I came up here to get a," and the brain's like, "Get what?" And he's like, "Get a And the brain's like, toaster? He goes, no, not a toaster. Yeah, it's a toaster. No, it's not a toaster. He goes, how do you know what it is that you came up here if you don't know what it is you came up here for? Brain says, tell you what, you go back downstairs and I will tell you what it is. So the guy gets all the way downstairs and his brain yells out, your phone charger. And the guy older could appreciate the fact that how many times have you walked into a room and forgotten why you walked in there, and it wasn't until you went all the way back to where you started, you went, oh God, it was like one of the funniest. I'm gonna have to find the link and share it with you guys because
share it. Well, yeah, you share
I
it.
I love how his brain's in a bathrobe sipping wine when he's talking to him.
Yeah.
And Blue does not drink wine all the time.
No, I don't.
Can I
Yes,
just,
you are,
first time in a week.
can I just
Yeah.
jump in?
DJ, yeah.
Jump in before we shut down.
Yep.
I'd just like to say a massive thanks to Seaman for all the banter and the encouragement that he's given me the last 3 weeks to get back up and running.
I try, my friend.
Thank you very much, mate.
Oh,
really appreciate it.
thank you for what you do. We appreciate you.
Yeah. I try.
And I'd like to thank Aubin sitting there tonight with his blanket on.
I don't have a blanket on. I was gonna get one. I can't wait for the show to be over. For me to
Sorry. Yeah, DJ, you missed that earlier. I had a blanket on. Todd had a blanket on. We were bugging Aubin. We're like, you got a blanket on? We know the C-Man doesn't because he's down in friggin' Texas.
So, hey, yeah. So, but I just want to say thanks to everybody and just do your part to help things or you know, that's all we can do. And hey, much love to everybody. And I'll see y'all on Wednesday. Aubin, what is our movies?
We have
Fresh?
Quiet
Fresh.
Place.
I picked one called Fresh, and the other one was
Andrew.
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place.
You're right. So, got those two movies. So watch them Wednesday. You'll be able to see us again, talk about movies. No tech talk on that day.
Yeah, no tech talk.
Just movie talk. Just movie talk.
Just do your homework and watch the show.
Speaking of movies, real quick, today was a big movie day. Good movies out today.
What?
Yeah.
The hang on,
Denzel Washington movie or Denzel
Little Things with Denzel Washington, Palmer with Justin Timberlake.
Palmer came out.
The Dig, the Netflix movie, Haymaker, Wonder Darkly. Yeah, it was a good movie day.
Yeah.
So some good things out there right now.
Yeah, not all of them are available for in decent quality. Not all of them. So
I've
don't
got them
think
all
that
in 1080 right
unless you have
Really?
your Plex set
They're
up
all in
properly.
1080.
really the Denzel Washington is.
1080 Asgard.
Yeah, because that what was,
All right.
Was it like Amazon or something like that? That's why.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a real.
That's
movie.
like
Okay.
when.
No, it was HBO Max.
It was HBO.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing is too, like new Justice League Justice League, Zack Snyder version. That'll be on HBO Max, which means we'll all have it that day. They're doing it as a mini series, now, not a 4-hour movie. Apparently, it's going to be a couple episodes. Yeah, they marked it as a TV show versus a movie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. March 30th, I think. March 18th. March. Anyway.
So, all right. So we'll go ahead and close up because somebody's talking to me.
Yeah.
Because her mom's not here to take her outside. So, all right. So again, thanks for watching. Quiet Place and Fresh for next Wednesday, and then next Friday, I'm not sure who we're going to have on. We'll see what happens. And if you'd like to come on the show, with a build or an add-on or anything else you'd like to share, more than welcome. Hit me up. Watch the Cocoscope channel, and I will try to do some more showcasing.